Hey guys, it's Max from Max Tech, and today we're going to find out which phone has the best quality for video recording. We'll be doing a ton of different tests, and at the end, I'll give you guys my honest opinion. These phones seem to be the best phones in terms of video. We don't have the Huawei P30 because it's not widely available, and I don't think that's going to be changing anytime soon due to all the news. Pixel is also out because of its single lens, lack of 4K 60, and really bad audio quality, and the horrible compression issues that we saw in our review. Starting off with the OnePlus 7 Pro, you see this normal looking shot right here, but the OnePlus actually crops in quite a bit for 4K video. Switching to the Samsung, you could see that it's actually a little bit sharper and it's wider. And moving to the iPhone, that shot is even wider, and it's the only phone that doesn't need to crop in to record 4K video. Mimicking a slider shot, the iPhone looks really great as far as dynamic range, but lacks some saturation and contrast. The Samsung blows out some of the clouds, but it looks most true to life in the sunset scenario. The OnePlus is underexposed and at the same time oversaturated for a really weird look. Playing around with the sun here, the iPhone gives us a pretty nice looking shot, but when we switch to the Samsung, our mids get a lot brighter, and overall I like the extra colors. The OnePlus once again is a little bit too dark and a little bit too cool. Once again, the iPhone is lacking some contrast and saturation, but it is focused on what I want it to be, the bushes. The Samsung really pops, but it ends up switching focus on me, and the OnePlus is once again in last place. Now let's take a closer look at our original 4K shot. In terms of white balance and color, the Samsung is most true to life, followed by the iPhone. In terms of detail, the OnePlus is in last place, and the iPhone and the Samsung are very close. Comparing 4K 60 quality, the iPhone does a great job maintaining the highlights, but the Samsung is more color accurate, and it's slightly sharper than the iPhone. The OnePlus is oversaturated and it's quite a bit softer than the other phones. And looking at 1080p at 240 frames per second, the Samsung's dynamic range really goes down. It starts to blow out the highlights even more. And if we punch in to look at the quality, the OnePlus is definitely behind. The iPhone and Samsung have similar amounts of detail, but the Samsung is slightly over sharpening. Now let's compare this darker sunset dock scene. Once again, the iPhone and the Samsung are very close, but I like the way the Samsung pushes up the mids so you can see more of the ship. The OnePlus is very dark both in the highlights and it crushes a lot of detail. In this shot, I zoomed in 10 times so we can compare the quality. The iPhone and Samsung are very close, but the iPhone is lacking contrast and a little bit of saturation, but in terms of detail, they are very similar, whereas the OnePlus looks terrible in terms of detail and all the noise and artifacts in the video. That's because it's not actually using its zoom lens, but using its standard lens and cropping in 10 times. And in this one, we have a nice sunset scene, and I'm going to be moving the phone so we can compare how the phones detail with adjusting exposures. Both the iPhone and Samsung look good. We have a little bit too much saturation once again on the OnePlus, and as we move over to where the sunset is, we're going to see the flaring. The iPhone does a great job with the highlights. The Samsung is a little bit more detailed, and the OnePlus is a bit too dark. Now let's shoot against the sunset and see which phone handles the bright sky and the shadows the best. The OnePlus blows out the sky, and it also lacks a lot of contrast and with the worst flaring. The Samsung doesn't have as much flaring as the iPhone, but it does blow out the sky quite a bit, and I think the iPhone takes the lead in this shot. Now let's compare the front-facing cameras. I like the way the lighting flows and the contrast on my face. The Samsung is slightly sharper because it's shooting 4K, and the OnePlus, it definitely doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look as good as the other two. This is a microphone quality test of the iPhone XS Max. This is a microphone quality test of the Samsung S10 Plus. This is a microphone quality test of the OnePlus 7 Pro. Now let's take a look at video stabilization, shooting 4K 30. The iPhone does a pretty good job. The Samsung has quite a bit more up and down motion, and surprisingly, the OnePlus looks super steady. Comparing them side by side, I would have to give the win to the OnePlus 7 Pro. All of them do a great job stabilizing the selfie camera. This is at 1080p 30 to get the best stabilization. I would have to say Samsung is first, followed closely by OnePlus, and the iPhone in last place. The sun is almost down, and we're comparing this beach scene. The iPhone is way too blue. The Samsung looks nice. The sky is brighter because we still have a little bit of sun there, and the color temperature is perfect. The OnePlus, once again, is way too dark. Recording in the opposite direction, my wife is walking rocking in the shade, and the Samsung really brings up the midtones here to give us a nice bright looking image, whereas the OnePlus just blows everything out and tries to expose the subject. The iPhone does look most true to life, but I prefer the image from the Samsung. Now let's jump into nighttime video recording with this building that has a lot of lights. The OnePlus is the cleanest, but it's also the least detailed. The iPhone is probably most true to life as far as exposure, and the Samsung looks the worst out of the bunch. Recording this really nice hotel, the iPhone gives us a quite dark image that lacks a lot of color. The Samsung is true to life in terms of color, but all of the highlights are really blown out. The OnePlus has minimal noise, but that's because it's doing a ton of denoising and it's oversaturated. Putting these side by side, it's really hard to choose a winner. I prefer the colors of the Samsung. The OnePlus is very clean and the iPhone holds the most highlight detail. But if we record an actual person in a low light scenario, Samsung definitely takes the lead. It has a minimal amount of noise and the colors are spot on compared to the OnePlus and the iPhone. Alright, that was a ton of tests. If you guys appreciate the detail, go ahead and hit that like button. Overall, even though the OnePlus 7 Pro does a great job compared to most phones on the market, it's still behind the other two. The iPhone XS Max does a fantastic job and beats out the Samsung in many tests, but if we average out everything, Samsung actually comes out on top, especially if we add in super slow motion recording capability. Even though it does look quite terrible, I'd rather have it than not have it, and the fact that you can record video with the ultra wide lens. The Galaxy S10 is officially the best smartphone for video recording on the market, which is crazy because just half a year ago, the Note 9 was a fair bit behind the iPhone XS Max. Apple's iPhones have been leading the market for many years now, so I have to say, great job Samsung. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to see some more like our ultimate camera comparison, you guys can click right over there. Click that circle above if you guys want to subscribe, and don't forget to enable notifications. This has been Max with Max Tech, and I'll see you in the next video.